quick, there's a rumor on Complex is going around saying that the Pistons could be a team for Joel Embiid, and this is pretty much based off the fact that Jalen Duren is still a sign and trade option because he don't really want to be here. So there's still talk about possibly getting Joel Embiid. So they kind of in this article, and it's the 76. I mean, the Mavericks is in this article, the Golden State Warriors. So it said Joel Embiid to Detroit Pistons rumors. The past few months have been rough for the Detroit Pistons as they were taken to 7 by Orlando Magic in the first round, and they dumped in the postseason by Cleveland Cavaliers Eastern Conference semifinals. Detroit offseason has been underwhelming. There's figures to be much stiffer competition in the Eastern Conference this coming season. The president of basketball operations, Trajan Langdon, is still dealing with Jalen Duren's situation. Duren is a restricted free agent and still not agreed to terms on a new deal in Detroit. If the situation becomes truly untenable, then perhaps Langdon will seek a sign and trade with Duren. Embiid, of course, plays the same position as Duren. Put the 2023 NBA's MVP upside trumps Duren's by a country mile. I don't know about that at this point. Trading for Embiid would be a massive roll of dice for Langdon, one that he shouldn't take. One has done a great job getting Detroit under the luxury tax and it's hot. In adding Embiid's contract with hamstring Detroit flexibility moving forward, and highly unlikely Langdon go down that road. And it's just not even that. Like at this point, I'd rather have Jalen Duren because Joel Embiid availability is trash. It's trash. I mean, if you're gonna do a sign and trade with, Joel Embiid and Jalen Duren, guess what? I mean, you're gonna do a sign and trade with Jalen Duren. It ain't gonna be for Joel Embiid. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, this dude won't get in shape. I just think he got the money. He got the beautiful wife. He don't care. He don't care absolutely nothing. He don't care absolutely nothing about, winning. He don't care nothing about winning. They stuck with that contract. I think he got 2 more years left on the deal. He got a player's option at $58 million this year, 63, basically 63 the next year, and the 28-29 player option at 34 years old for $68 million. At this point, he's going to opt into that. So no way, no how you sit here, you pay Joel Embiid to come to Detroit and you think he gonna magically get in shape. Like, no, he ain't gonna magically get in shape. It's a wrap. They should have traded him many, many years ago and tried to get a fair return. And usually you don't get a fair return for guys like Joel Embiid. And that's just the God honest truth. You don't get a fair return for those type of guys. So, in my humble opinion, I get it. I understand. Well, Philly trying to get him off is Golden State desperate enough. And Golden State, my thing is this. They talking about trying to get Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Steph Curry can't stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? Draymond the only one that stays semi-healthy over there. So we starting to really have these conversations about, who healthy and who all these type of things. Like, bro, you want durability at this point. You building a team in Golden State based off non-durability, and that's the whole thing with the Pistons. Jalen Duren has finally got the durability thing figured out. I don't think you can be in that position to take Joel Embiid. No, hell no. Hell no. You ain't trying to pay Jalen Duren $40 million a year. 40. You gonna pay Joel about 60 plus almost 70 just to be here and get injured? I just don't think that's a real smart thing to do for the Detroit Pistons. And that's my opinion. That's my opinion. No, it's not one of them players that you roll the dice on. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. That's just my opinion. But a lot of people may share a different opinion. But no, I'd rather have Jalen Duren, no matter how bad the people in Detroit speak on Jalen Duren. He's 22 years old. This ain't the end. I think he'd get better. Yeah, he looked a little bit lost out there. We thought it was Andrew Reese, but in general, maybe the playoffs was too big. Even LeBron tapped in and was like, I think he'd figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just think, and this, I keep saying this and I don't really want to sound redundant, but y'all really think this is just the final form when you 2019, like, oh, you can't get no better. You can't make no more money if I ain't rich at 20. Most people accumulate their wealth in their late 40s and 50s. Most people accumulate their wealth in their late 40s and 50s, but in general, Joel Embiid to the D, hell no. Hell no. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. At that point, I'd rather just go to Sacramento and roll the dice on one of them dudes. But, you know, for the most part, at least Jalen Duren has stayed off social media. A lot of people talk, oh, his agent has done a bad job and gave him some bad advice. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, if you was entitled to $280 million, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, they told you got to take 35 a year, but a team was willing to pay you the most they can pay him. I don't know, probably 45 million a year. And, you know, you can go to LA or you go to Sacramento and be the man. I mean, you know, I'm not mad at it, bro. Everybody just, oh man, he fit. Nah, bro. But in general, the whole Joel thing, bro, hell nah. You know, Golden State will probably tell, but Joel is done, bro. Joel is going to get it. I think Joel never, like a lot of these international players, man, it mean more for them to win the gold medal. It mean more for them to get their family out of poverty. It mean more to them. They're winning a championship, winning NBA. I don't think it's a major goal for them. I don't think it's a major goal for them. Respectfully, I don't think they care about winning. Most of these international people care nothing about being an NBA champion. They'd be more excited to win the gold medal. They hoop better for a gold medal. They just here to get, like a lot of other people in this country, is to hear just to live the American dream. You know, but hey, that's just my opinion on it. Check out Detroit Piston Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. I appreciate the love and support. And let me know what you think. But hell no. Joel Embiid is probably one of the last people on this list. I'll trade Duren for Nicholas Claxton straight up before I trade for Joel Embiid, man. Peace.
Because Phoenix could match in any team that
he better, hey, guess what? He better hope somebody come in, because guess what? If don't nobody come in, I ain't got, you know what? I ain't got between a year for you now.
Hey, hold up though, but that's kind of what almost happened to me, Uncle Ocho, when I left Phoenix. You know, because Phoenix could match in any team that offered me a contract. You know, they were telling all these teams, look, whatever y'all offer me, we gonna match it anyway. You know what I mean? Well, so then, look, I had to get on the phone with my agent, with Robert Salver, who was the owner of the Phoenix Suns, who had just became an owner, and I had to tell him don't match, man. Like, hey, look, man, let me go on, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't really want me around.
You got your team over there.
Huh?
You got your team over there. Leave me be.
Yeah. Let me go and ride out. Hey. So, but that ain't gonna happen in Detroit. I'm telling you that right now. They ain't finna let that boy go, man. That's 2010 All-Star, third team All NBA. Hell, he's the reason why you were able to have so much success last year. I don't see them letting him go. Huh?
PG play.
The Jalen Duren free agent market just seems absolutely dead. There's nobody out there that has money that wants Duren. And so I think for him, he's in a position now where the Pistons are not giving him a deal that he wants, but there's also not a deal out there for him in free agency to sign and actually force the Pistons to match. And I think that kind of really cleared up after the Lakers traded for Walker Kessler. So I think for Duren, he's in a really tough spot here. He is trying to figure out, is there a team out there to sign and trade for him? Is there something out there that would work? I'm doubtful. I've said all along, ever since this stuff first started, you know, brewing about Duren possibly going somewhere else, the Sabonis for Duren stuff, I've consistently said I think he'll be back in Detroit next year. I'll continue to say that.
You think Walker Kessler is better than Jalen Duren?
Yes.
You have to stop smoking this crack and then coming on this show. You have
Jalen
lost your
Duren?
mind.
You could barely put him on the floor in the playoffs.
The other guy hasn't made a playoff.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Come on,
He's
dog.
been in Utah. He's been in Utah his whole career. I didn't say Kessler is a 20-10 big that's going to carry your franchise. No. Can Duren carry your franchise? No.
No, but he can get you 20 and 10 on a 60-win team and be up, which is way more than we've seen Walker Kessler do.
And he scores better than Kessler. Kessler's a better defender.
Is he?
So what do you? Yes.
I don't know. He does.
That's
that
not even. That's not
spurts.
debatable. That one is not debatable.
He's done that in spurts, bro. He has never played 40 minutes for an entire season and given that same output. We'll see. Now he's being tasked to do it at his price point. That's why Utah was like, yo, we'll give up on this kid if y'all gonna give all of this kid. Well, go ahead, move him.
I'm surprised they were willing to deal. I mean, the number was fair.
This is crazy.
The number was fair. $30 million for the kid. This kid is gonna do like 12 to 14 and 10 and 2 blocks. And Gobert is about to retire, so he could be the premier anchor big in the league.
Duren situation where Duren's trying to get his bag. I understand where he's coming from to an extent, but for me, where I can't justify things with Jalen Duren is the playoff performance. If you did not perform under pressure when it matters most, and you're asking for this maximum amount of money, to me, it just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. You could look at it like a job, right? It's a performance review. If you didn't really perform that well under pressure, you may not get the raise that you wanted. You might